Hello and welcome back to Making Vegan or No podcast, where we talk with members of our community, sharing experiences and learn from each other, hopefully providing a little community to some of you along the way. I'm your host Chloe, and today we'll be talking to, I'm going to make sure I say this right, Mimi Teft. Yep. Just to double check. That one. Would you like to give a brief introduction to yourself, such as your name, what you do, and how people listening can go support you?
I'm Mimi. I'm a college student. It's my senior year. And I don't know, I have an Instagram, it's just my name, Mimi Teft, but I've never done something like this before. You sound so professional. I'm like, dang.
Thank you. You kind of have to be. You kind of have to be in the zone.
Like, oh God. This sounds like a radio show.
That is what a podcast is, pretty much like a radio show, yeah.
That's true.
So, how long have you been vegan for?
I've been vegan since around 16. I'm 22 now, but we were just talking, I transitioned very slowly, because I feel like when you transition that young, it's like you just do what you can until it's like, oh, I'm officially vegan. So around that time. So
why did you go vegan?
It was actually PETA. I stumbled upon a PETA video, and I was like, I've never thought about it before. And I was like, first I was shocked, because I feel like we all originally are speciesists. And I was like, oh, well, they're meant for us to eat. And I actually grew up Catholic, so I also had that. And I was like animals were literally here for us to eat. But I didn't realize the treatment of it was so bad. So I originally went vegan because I was like, oh, the treatment is horrible. And then I was like, oh, well, cage free and stuff like that. And then you learn it's oh, that doesn't help. And eventually through it, I was like, oh no, animals are companion animals. There's no difference. And that was when I was like, oh, I really don't want anything to do with it. So pretty much that.
So is that what inspired you to go vegan then?
Yeah, I forget what video it was. I think it was if factory farms had glass walls or something. And it was that 3-minute video just showing slaughterhouse footage, and just seeing the look on their face was
all you needed.
It's just, yes, exactly. Especially that young. And I live in the smallest town in the world. My school is pre-K through 12 with my graduation size class was 20. So you're very unaware of bad things. It's the most safe little place, the safe little bubble. And then seeing this, you're oh my God, do people know about this? Do people know this is what happens? Then I think what most people say is the worst part about being vegan is when people don't care. And when you tell people, you're oh my God, did you know? And they're yeah, we don't care. And I'm oh my God, really? That breaks my heart.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because that's the problem. People probably don't realize the effect of everything.
Yeah.
Especially what happens in slaughterhouses. I don't think people actually realize the effect that it can have on animals, and the fact that if we see something like that, it kind of grosses for vegans, it'll gross them out. And it will make you want to turn into a vegan.
Mm-hmm. I think the worst part still for me today is telling family members, or I'll show them a doc and be please watch this documentary. And they do. And it's nice that they do. And they still don't want to change. And I feel it's so hard because you love and respect these family members. But it's hard to think that they don't care. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's
I know what you mean. Yeah. Do your friends and family then respect your veganism?
They do, especially more over time. They know how serious I am about it. When I was young and still in high school and I was trying to go vegan, my dad would say it's just a phase. But my mom especially always respected it. I feel bad because young people will come to me and be I'm trying to go vegan. I'm in high school, but my parents will force me to eat meat. And that breaks my heart. My mom, she bought me Gardein and stuff when I was trying to go vegan. Obviously not a lot. A Gardein is a little expensive, but she would try. She'd be oh, I found this new vegan item, and would buy it for me because I didn't have money to buy my own groceries then. But so yeah, my parents were always really supportive. There's still vegan jokes the thing with my dad is he's still like, if he grills something, he'll like offer it, and he's like, oh, I know you're vegan. I just feel like, oh, I just want to be polite and offer. I'm like, it's not polite though. Like, it really makes me angry when you still offer it. But usually, yes. I just wish like there's a point where it's like I've been vegan for so long, like I didn't want it to go past respecting and like, can you please like try and be plant-based too? But more and more of trying. My sister's been trying. My mom tries a little bit. My dad doesn't. I don't think my dad would ever try. He's like one of those more conservative people who is like, no.
Yeah. Like, so do your family then, if you say to them, oh, try this, will they try it? Will they give it a go? Will they just completely shut it down?
Usually, yes. Still, it's like faces. Like, things that bother me the most is like when it's baked goods. Like, if I'll have a vegan cake and they'll be like, oh, what's even in this? I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, I'm sorry. Am I allowed to swear on here?
It's fine. Don't worry. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. I can cut it out post editing. It's okay.
Okay. I was like, well, what would I put in a cake? That, like, what do you think I would put in a cake? Like, obviously, like, normal cake ingredients. So things like that bother me. Or when it's like, oh, what's the normal one and the vegan one? Like, I hate, like, it's like, I just hate, like, this one's normal and this one's strange type thing. Like, things like that bother me. But they usually do try it. It's just, they definitely do make faces. Or when they like it, they're like, this is actually really good. And the dumbest thing is it'll be like a cookie, and it's like, yes, because it's almost everything you put in a cookie. Like, it's not even like Gardein. Like, it's just a baked good.
I was gonna say, are cookies normally vegan in your area, or do they put milk and egg in them, or does it depend on where you get it from?
Usually milk and egg. Yeah, like, trying to think of, like, there's some cookies that are like accidentally vegan, but usually not. Usually have to make them yourself. I forget, because you're from
UK.
England, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Are your cookies usually vegan or no?
No, we have like, so Subway will have like the vegan cookie in, and we can get vegan cookies from like Asda and like Co-ops and Morrison's, saying like all the supermarkets. Normally we can get them from there, but they're not normally vegan. They just swap out the ingredients so they are vegan for vegans to try, obviously. Yeah.
I know Oreos are vegan. Oreos are a big one.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan. I don't really get the hype.
Well, recently, like, our jammy jodgers have become vegan. Like, they used to put milk in them, but now they're suitable for vegetarians and suitable for vegans. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you have jammy jodgers out there or not. No, they're like there's like a circle with like a little heart in it, and they've got like strawberry jam inside.
Oh, that sounds good, but no, I know we have something similar to that here, but I don't know what they're called.
Okay. So, do you feel that there's a stigma on veganism?
Definitely, but I also think not that it's well deserved. I see both sides. I think our movement has a side that is very hate-filled, and I understand why it's hate-filled. It's very frustrating knowing the amount of animals that are tortured and murdered, like not even a day, like a second. So I understand that, but I feel like, to me, I feel like making fun of people and shaming people straight off from the bat, I just think that's why our movement has such a bad stigma to it. But some people, that's what they need to go vegan. So I definitely think it does have a bad stigma, and some of it I think is kind of deserved, and some of it is just because people don't want to change, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense, yeah. I mean, I know some people in the older generation will not try vegan products at all.
Yeah.
Like my nan wouldn't. Like, she stayed with us before pre-COVID, and when we were vegan, and she just wouldn't try any of the vegan options. She was like, "Oh, it's all right. I'll go out and buy my own food." And I was like, "Okay, Nan, you do that." But yeah,
that's wild. I also think it's like unnecessarily made fun of. Like when someone knows you're vegan, it's like all these dumb vegan jokes. And I think that especially is just like a defense mechanism because it's like, I think it makes people uncomfortable because they know there's a reason why we're doing it, especially if it's like ethical reasons. So they just like joke it off. And it is uncomfortable. Like if you're sitting at a dinner table with like people you haven't seen in a while, like out of time family, and they ask you like, oh, why do you do this? And it's like, okay, while you're like eating the thing I'm about to like preach about, it does get uncomfortable, and I understand why people joke it off, but yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So what is it like to be vegan in your area of the world?
I think it's like, I don't know, because it's like I live in a very small town place. Do you live in like the city or do you live like in a small area?
I want to say neither, but it's probably it's closer to the city than it probably would be. Yeah.
I definitely, even from when I first became vegan, the vegan options has like increased like crazy. So I actually think it's like pretty easy. And like me on like a college budget, I still like I can get all vegan groceries like not that expensive at all. So even in a small town, I think it's pretty easy. But I don't know if I could, because I'm from New York, but I'm from like upstate, small New York.
Okay.
So yeah, I do think it's pretty easy, and I think in the U.S. in general, most places, it's gotten a lot easier.
Yeah. So is there many like vegan takeaways or restaurants in your area? Or do you have to like travel to get to a vegan takeaway and restaurant?
There's only one full vegan restaurant near me, but almost every place has at least a vegan option.
That's not too bad
So
then,
still,
I guess.
yeah, no.
What are your like favorite vegan products?
Oh, that's tough. Like food-wise?
Yeah.
Or like cosmetic?
Let's say food-wise, yeah.
Oh, that's tough. See, like a lot of the things I like aren't like super fancy vegan, like Gardein and like mock meats. Like it's just like I feel like such a basic vegan because like I'm obsessed with hummus. I'm like the most basic vegan. It's like hummus. I love kale salad and like kombucha are like my three fave things, and I feel like that's such like a stereotypical vegan. Like,
don't worry, I love hummus. Like hummus is like my go-to thing.
Right?
But
and I don't know, like for some reason I think hummus tastes like cheese to me. Like this is what I remember cheese to taste like. And my mom tells me I'm crazy. She's like, this does not taste like cheese. I'm like, I never really ate much cheese before I went vegan. It was like the first thing I gave up. So it's like maybe I just don't remember what dairy cheese tastes like. But to me, it has like a cheesy taste. But no one else seems to agree with me. But I'm like, I don't know. I get something I get something from that.
I guess it depends on what hummus you get. Is what I would have to say. What's your favorite? Red pepper hummus.
Oh my god, me too. Red pepper and original when it has those little seeds on top.
See, we don't have the seeds. We just have like, it's just like a red pepper. It's just like red hummus, but red pepper.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably very different to out there in US.
Have you been to the US before?
I have not, no.
See, I've never been to the UK before. I've never been out of the country.
Have you not? Oh, see, I have. No. I've travelled before, but obviously I can't right now. So, yeah.
Yeah. This is like off topic, but how is the vaccine stuff there with COVID?
Good question. So they've... I hate politics. I just like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of everything. I'm like, I just want them to go back to normal so I can go back out, to be honest. It's not too bad. I guess like the main thing is like they've done like, I think most of over 50s had the first vaccination, and now they've got to have a second one as well on top of that. Yeah,
we're like here. I think it's supposed to be soon. Everyone can get it, but like, I just want things to get back to normal too. I'm like, whenever like we don't have to be scared to freaking go outside. Like,
it's that, and not seeing family for like a year for us. So like, I'm like,
Oh,
great.
rough.
So I live like 3 hours away from my family.
Oh no.
So I haven't
Yeah.
seen them in nearly over a year. So bonus
Do you
for
know when you
me. I
do you
think
know when you'll
it's
be able to see them?
I think it's May time is when their, in quotes, lockdown rules start lifting again. Well, they started lifting it already because schools have gone back and like colleges and unis have all gone back. And then in 2 days they're putting the rule of 6 back in place and all that. It's a bit of a nightmare, to be honest with you. The way they've done it is just bizarre to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, who knows at this point, is what I'm going to say.
Yeah. It's interesting, like, through Instagram, like, within our vegan community, like, knowing all these vegans from around the world, like, seeing how different countries handled the pandemic, because it's like I have some vegan friends who, like, didn't affect them at all. Like, it barely touched them. Like, I have a friend from New Zealand, and, like, I think maybe it was, like, 1 month they had to wear masks outside or
I was
something.
going to say, I think they came out of it very quickly.
Very, very quickly. Like, she's living her best life. It's like I like leave my house like once a month. Like,
Yeah, we're allowed to go out for walks. Nothing's open apart from supermarkets. So all you go do is spend money. Starbucks is open. Costa's open. McDonald's is open. So like takeaways are open. And then some restaurants are open, but just for like delivery and collection.
yeah. Is your guys' McDonald's getting that vegan option too? Or is that a bad thing?
Good question. So we're supposed to be
Yeah.
at some point the Beyond Meat one. Yeah, we're supposed to at some point. At the minute, we've got the veggie fingers in there, which are pretty nice, and then they've got like a veggie wrap, which is also vegan, and the chips are vegan as well. So I mean, we have options when we go in. We just don't go in very much because, yeah, we just don't. To be honest, I don't know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't know. Have you had any bad experiences being a vegan?
Like bad experiences with other people or like food or just
So
experience of it?
like someone not knowing what vegan means. So do you want me to give you an example?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So for example, we ordered a Chinese before, and they sent us like it was stir fry mushrooms is what they said, and it was vegetarian in quotes and should have been vegan. But they turned up and they were battered. So
Oh god.
yeah, so Chris rang up the vegan place, or rang the restaurant up and said, is these mushrooms vegan? And I think it might have been a language barrier partly, but they didn't have a clue what vegan was.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
Chris went, are these dairy free? And they had no idea what dairy free was.
Oh no.
So Chris went, do they have milk in? It was like a proper nightmare. So eventually he went, okay, I'm just going to bin them. I'm not going to trust it. And we ordered from a place with like tofu in there and everything. So like, yeah, that's kind of what I mean. Like, have you had like a experience of somebody not knowing what vegan means or, yeah.
I don't think I've ever had it to that extent. Like, there's been people who are like, if I'm going to like a friend's house or something, they're like, wait, fish is vegan, right? And I'm like, you're not cooking for me. I'm like, I'm gonna go into your kitchen and find
For
something.
myself.
Like, if someone asks, like, I think that's a rule of thumb. If like, even if I go into a restaurant, I'm like, do you guys have any vegan options? And they don't know what it is. I'm like, I'm just gonna have water. And usually, like, if I go to a restaurant, and especially in this day and age, on the menu, I can't find a single vegan item or something I could easily make vegan, I'm like, I'm just not going to eat here because it's ridiculous at this time to not have any vegan options. Like, it's literally not that hard.
No,
like,
it's not. You can just change some.
Like,
change.
even put like spaghetti on the menu. Like, literally something.
Just put pasta in. Pasta's one of the easiest things. Pasta and lettuce, sweet corn, whatever else, nuts, pine nuts. Just put all that. That would be vegan.
Yes, exactly. And I think that's what makes me angry the most is when people are like, what do you even eat? And I'm like, we literally can eat so many things. It's like what, like I can count on my hand like the amount of main things we're giving up. It's like you have no imagination with food if you can't fathom any meal just without meat, dairy, eggs, like the norm. Like it's like, geesh. It's honestly sad.
I think that's the problem. I think the problem is people going, well, you just eat salad, right? And it's like, vegans don't just eat a salad. They can have everything they normally have, but make everything vegan.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
And I don't think
And
people
it's
realize that.
even if we didn't have those fancy like Gardines and like Morningstar and all that stuff, we still would have a ton to eat. Like there's still a lot of options because a lot of vegans even avoid things like that because they don't like processed foods and they still have like so many things to choose from.
That is the problem, I think. Because
Mm-hmm.
people think, well, I'll try and stay away from all the processed foods, but at the same time, you're not going to have time to cook every single day of the week. I mean, I don't. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
have, I mean, sometimes I have like an hour, 2 hours, maybe 3 hours a day to cook for myself. But like in them
Same.
times, like I want to shower, I want to have a bath, I want to do this, I want to do that before I can even eat. And sometimes it's just easier just throwing chips and like a vegan burger in the oven and then having sweet corn salad with it or whatever.
Have you noticed that like also with like being vegan, they like pin one person's diet as like for everybody? Because if like they find one vegan who eats unhealthy, they like be like, oh, vegan diet is so unhealthy then. It's like you don't do that for people who eat whatever they want. It's like there's a lot of omnivores that eat really bad food. And I get crap because I I hate cooking. Like I hate stopping to do that. So it's like my go-to is like a protein shake and like a kale salad. And like you eat that all the time, like it's because you have nothing else to eat. I'm like, no, I'm just lazy. It takes me 2 seconds to put olive oil and kale and like mix it up and then have a protein shake. I'm like, I'm just too lazy to have anything else. I'm like, I could, but
That's
just those things.
that's the thing as well. I don't think people realize. I mean, people do definitely stereotype, especially on Instagram. I've noticed. Once you see one vegan account, for example, when me and Chris were looking to start the Instagram, he looked and he went, all these vegan pages have, for example, loads of salads, smoothie bowls, pretty much everything healthy, and don't show the other side of it as well, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And he was like, where's all the unhealthy vegan stuff that we can eat, but not everyone shows? And I was like, well,
Yeah.
I don't know. You're asking me this question. I got a clue. Social media to me is like, what? I have a lot of social
Yeah,
media though, so yeah.
I feel like there's also so much bashing from like other vegans. Like I know some like hardcore health vegans who did become vegan for the animals, but if like this is one thing that I get so annoyed about, and then I tell my boyfriend, and he hates social media, so he's like, "This is why I hate social media." But like, I'll post randomly on my story, like I'll just be doing a research project or something, and I'll just have coffee, and I'll just like doing a random thing on my story, and I'll get like hate messages responding to the story, being like, "You know how bad coffee is for you?" And the same thing if I like have like Gardein, they're like, "Gardeин's actually really bad for you. Like you shouldn't be putting that in your body." And I'm like, why are we attacking people for certain things like this? Like I don't care what people eat as long as as long as it doesn't have a victim. Like so maybe that's it. Like people don't want to deal with the hate. I know this one famous vegan chef cook, and she posted a cooking video that like involved a microwave, and she said she got so many hate messages from it. And I'm like, you people have nothing better to do than hate on someone for using a microwave. Like I don't know, that's like the toxic side of the vegan movement. But I feel like any movement, any part of social media has that. It's not just vegans, like it's everywhere. But it just annoys me so much. I'm like, y'all really have nothing better to do than hate message someone because they're drinking coffee. Like, are you kidding me?
I think the problem is as well, people don't realise negative effects on people's, for example, mental health on social media. And I think as soon as someone comments, everyone ends up following. And it's like, no, change your mindset first before you even comment. For example, if you're just drinking a coffee, you're putting probably either oat milk, soy milk, whatever milk, dairy alternative milk in it. They should not be sending you hate because of that.
It's literally the most dumbest thing. I almost laugh at it now. I did a post for Oregon, the protein shake I usually have. And then I get this comment being like, you really should switch away from drinking protein shakes and switch more to this, this, and this. And I'm like, I got so frustrated because I'm like, who are you to like say? And I was like, I literally drink protein shakes because I have such a busy schedule. Like, it's a vegan thing that has like 20 grams of protein in it. Like, leave me alone. And people I feel like people have nothing better to do than try and like micromanage people's lives on like social media. And it's annoying.
I think I've noticed before that you do get a lot of hate on your Instagram posts, don't you? How do you...
Occasionally.
Yeah. How do you like get away from that and stem away from that side of it?
That is actually like that group chat you made on like vegan on Instagram. Like the vegan community I'm a part of on Instagram is so like caring, and I've met so many people, like amazing people through social media. It like gets past the hate. Like I have like a large group of vegan women I've met through Instagram, and they're like the coolest people. So I think like the positives outweigh the negatives, and like just laughing at the negative comments. It's like, this person is like, it comes off as sad to me now. I'm like, you shouldn't like be scrolling through Instagram and see someone post like something that's not necessarily healthy and get triggered by that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, mainly that, just switching the mindset to, like what type of person would do this? I remember one thing that really bothered me. I did a shirt ad for some vegan company, and the vegan company posted it. And I got comments from people like on that page, and usually I delete like hate comments, and they're like, this person's too thin, blah, and that like really bothered me because the page didn't delete it. And I was like I hate when hate comments can't be deleted. And I'm just like, you know what? Like, these people have nothing better to do. Like, I'm just gonna ignore it. But I think it's just, you have to take the hate with the good from it.
Yeah. So, do you think there is any health benefits of going vegan? Did you see any benefit in it?
Definitely, yeah. I think it's hard in my case because I was so young when I did it. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like when you're young, you can't really tell that much. Like when you're young, you don't really notice health things. But I definitely do think, because I don't think our bodies are designed to eat meat at all, from like the way our intestines are shaped and like all that stuff, and the fact that so many people cure their illnesses by eating vegan. And then even when you have like high cholesterol, they tell you like, stop eating so much meat. So definitely, yeah.
Have you noticed any obscure products that you didn't realize wasn't vegan? So like candles or toothpaste?
Trying to think.
Or food in general that you didn't realize wasn't vegan?
I don't know, maybe like I didn't realize that birth control wasn't vegan, like most birth controls. And certain other things like that where it's like, why? I forget, there was something where it was like pig intestine was in it, but I forget what it was. And it was something like the most obscure thing you wouldn't think of, or like the packaging of things. Oh, wine is something. I love wine. And then it's like, a lot of them aren't vegan. I was like, y'all really have to ruin everything, like, don't you? Like, why can't you just like make wine not have? Because isn't it something? It's in the corks, isn't it? It's like the most dumbest thing, or is it like the last?
It probably is, yeah. I'm not sure with wine. I don't really drink wine, to be honest with you. So it probably is. I know I've heard that beer and wine isn't vegan. So yeah. Yeah, like.
So yeah, thank you for that.
So I was gonna say, because I didn't realize that candles wasn't vegan.
Yeah, I think I was never big. I'm a diffuser person, so I was never really
Okay.
big into candles. But I knew like soy candles, and I was like, oh, so maybe just not any other ones. But I don't know because it's the beeswax, isn't it?
They've got, some of them have like pigs, like gelatine in it, and yeah,
Oh God.
and all that in it. Like toothpaste isn't vegan either,
Yeah.
unless you get a
See,
certain brand.
I would stay away from like I usually do. Thompson Maine is vegan, right? I know it says it's cruelty free. I hope so because that's what I use. But yeah, and there's a lot of things, and it's really sad the way we use animals for so many things. It's wild.
Yeah, it's pretty depressing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, very.
So what about food? Is there any food that you didn't realize wasn't vegan?
Hmm. Um, and honestly, it took me a bit to connect the honey thing. Like that was one of like last things where I was like, oh wait, honey's not vegan. And like, because I didn't think that they hurt like the bees and like they like took the wings off the queen bee and stuff like that. Like I didn't know that, so I was still eating honey for a bit, honestly. So mainly just that. I'm trying to think of other things. I feel like Jello gets some people, but now I think it's pretty well known about gelatin. Yeah, I don't know. What about you? I'm like stumped.
There's a lot of food that, like, for example, certain Pringles aren't vegan.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
the salt and vinegar ones have milk in,
Mm-hmm.
but the Texas barbecue ones are vegan, which doesn't make any sense to me. Like, so it's like sweets. You don't realize that sweets aren't vegan.
Yeah.
So like Haribo's obviously aren't vegan. They have gelatin in it. Certain shampoos and conditioners aren't vegan, or so I've been told. I don't really properly look at the back of everything I put in my hair because I'm just like, yep, I just whack it on my hair. Like hair dye bugs me. Hair dye isn't vegan. Not all hair dyes.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that either. Dang.
So
Oh, I think one of the things, what is it? It's like red 40 or something. That if you see that in there, like red, I don't know if that
is that
is
what
a
it
UK
is?
thing. The food in like US is horrible. Like we're like the worst of, there's like no rules. It's like you can poison people basically. It's bad. But it's like this red dye to put in food, and I think it's like crushed beetles or something. And it's hard for like vegans because it doesn't show up. Because my go-to is like quickly skim. First, I look at the bold, and then I quickly skim for like the sneaky ones, like milk powder, like things like that. And now it's like, because then a lot of like, I don't know if this is in the UK, but a lot of US ingredients like blue 10, green 3, because it's all these dyes they put in your food. It's like all these dyes they put in your food.
What? I'm like, what? Dyes? They put dye in your food?
Oh, no. They dye it certain colors so people want to buy it. I don't know. But I swear it's like red 40 or red 44 that literally is like crushed beetles. It's like something weird like that.
I've never heard of that. I'm not gonna lie. Never heard of that.
I think there's like a thing where it's like almost every country has banned like these certain like pesticides or something use in your food, and not the US. The US is just like, well, we don't care. The people who know about it are like, we won't eat it, but like we'll feed it to the public. Who cares? Careful when you come here.
Oh no, that doesn't sound very good at all. Oh. To be honest, yeah, I've never heard of that before. I'm like, wait, what? I'm kind of stunned. I'm like, oh no.
I swear it's a thing. I swear, because I've seen it, and like multiple people brought it up. So it's like, I swear, like search up like red 40 or something after this.
I'll have a look. I'll have to have a look. I'm like, I'm too engrossed now. Oh, see, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize. See, I always normally check the packets of the food because milk powder, egg are the two main things that end up slipping in there, either accidentally or just because they put it in there. And what annoys me is some chocolate, for example, they have soy in. If they just took that out, or if they replaced the milk powder and the egg, it would be vegan.
Yeah.
I think we did that. We looked at the Coke. We did like the Bounty coconut milk drink, and we looked at that. And we looked at the back of it, and looked at the back of the normal one, and the only difference was one of them has coconut water in, and the other one had coconut like the milk in. But like not coconut milk, but like I think it was like a milk product, and I was like,
oh God,
what? So like obviously they are replacing stuff to make it vegan, but some places just, I don't think some places are up there yet. Not gonna lie.
I think the thing that I'm seeing now that really annoys me, because it's like, who are you marketing this for? It's like when they have, it's like half plant milk, half dairy milk, and it's like, what is the reasoning for this? Or like, there's this brand that made vegan cookies, like protein cookies. It's like Lenny and Larry's. And they just recently made a cookie where it's like, oh, it's plant-based protein and dairy protein together. And I'm like, who's going to buy this? Like, people who are buying dairy protein don't care if it's plant protein. And people who are buying plant protein do not want dairy protein. It's so dumb. Like, I'm seeing it in supermarkets now. It's like oat milk and dairy milk combined. And I'm like, gross. Like, ew. Why would you?
Yeah, that doesn't sound very nice. Yeah. I mean, what's like your go-to dairy alternative milk?
I like them all for different reasons. Probably either almond or oat. I really love oat milk in coffee. I really love almond milk, just like plain, and in smoothies. And I also really like coconut milk in smoothies. I love them all. I like switch it up all the time. Like, what am I in the mood for today?
Yeah, that's what I do.
But it's usually mainly almond or oat. I'm trying to get less almond because I hear it's like really bad for the environment. But I love it so much. It's so hard. But I'm like, oh, it's pretty good too.
Yeah, I've heard that the almond milk's not exactly the best in the US, obviously. Yeah. I don't know about the UK, but I think we get nearly every single milk off the shelf. I'm not going to lie. We'll get one of the soy, one of oat, one of coconut, one of almond, oat,
do you like
hazelnut. I've tried it before, but I don't remember what it tastes like. It's not really my go-to milk.
Yeah, I didn't like it. It was like too thick. It was weird.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think it honestly depends on your mood, what milk people drink. Because that's me 100%. And that sounds like it's you 100%. So like...
Yeah. Very.
Do you have many then like ice cream, in quotes, places, replacements out there?
We don't have any like ice cream places that have like vegan options really, but there's a lot of like vegan ice cream in like grocery stores, but sadly not many like ice cream shops. That would be so nice. I want them to make vegan like soft serve because I haven't seen that anywhere. Like that would be amazing.
No, I haven't seen that anywhere either, to be honest, in the UK. I've seen
and
like
I feel like that
alternatives.
Would it?
It would probably work. Yeah.
Like find like, I don't know. I think maybe coconut milk would work for that. I'm trying to think of a good milk that would either coconut or almond.
I think coconut maybe. Probably, yeah. Coconut, almond, maybe hazelnut.
Yeah. I don't know. They gotta get on.
Yeah. So like, obviously, what's your go-to ice cream then if you go into the supermarket?
I really like the So Delicious brand. They're like caramel cluster. Do you have that there?
No.
Oh, I'm not a big Ben and Jerry's fan. I know they have like good vegan options now, but I don't know. I feel like it's like almost they put too much stuff in it. Like I know some people like really like the chunks. I'm like this too like I'm getting like this much ice cream and like
This much
every
chunk.
like it's mostly crunch. It's like crunch with a smidge of ice cream. I'm like, nah. So delicious, my favorite brand. What about you?
So it'd have to be between Ben and Jerry's, and then like we can just get like a supermarket like tub of vanilla ice cream, and it's like
Oh,
vegan.
yeah, that's nice. I haven't seen any tubs. They're still like this, like a little pint.
Yeah, ours is like a 500 milliliter tub of ice cream.
God, I'm so jealous.
But then we also have like really nice Magnums and Cornettos now that are vegan. I don't know if you know what
Oh
they
yeah,
are or not, but
yeah, we do. We have those here. I haven't tried them yet.
you should try them. They're
Um,
pretty nice.
what's your favorite flavor of Ben and Jerry's? I think mine would be the cherry one. That one I do really like, the cherry and
Um,
chocolate, because I love chocolate.
so one of them is fudge brownie.
Mhm.
But it used to be fish food before I was vegan, and they've recently just made a.
Yeah.
They've just made one. They've made the brand fish food vegan now, but I haven't seen it anywhere and I haven't tried it yet. So I'm hoping it's going to be good.
The
I mean,
one vegan flavor I really want to try is their Netflix and chill one because I just think that's the funniest thing. And I've been trying to find it everywhere. I haven't seen it. And I'm
I
like,
don't think is
one, I
that
love that they
vegan.
made it. They said it was vegan. I don't even think it's a vegan version. I think they made the Netflix and chill one just vegan in general.
Oh,
But
interesting. I didn't know that.
I,
I'll have to have a look.
I don't even remember what flavor it was. I just saw the title and I was like, this is hilarious. I'm like, I don't even care what flavor it is. I still want it.
So, has there been any food that you've discovered from going vegan that you didn't know of beforehand?
Probably lentils. Honestly, probably hummus, actually. I don't know. I never like experimented with food until I became vegan. And also because I became vegan like early on in high school, I feel like your diet before then is like chicken nuggets, fish sticks. It's not really a
Exciting
like
diet.
a palate, yeah. So yeah, a lot of things. And I learned to cook through being vegan. So I remember like the first time it's like in ninth grade and I got like these vegan sausages. I don't even put oil on the pan or anything. I put it high heat. Just drop these sausages in there, like burnt them on the outside, they're like frozen on the inside. I'm like, ew, vegan sausages are gross. Not thinking I just don't know how to cook. I like messed it up so bad.
I guess it's a learning experience in a way.
Yeah, definitely.
I assume now you know how to cook sausages correctly though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's improved a lot. It's still not that great. I'm so impatient. And my boyfriend's a cook, and I get mad because he just became vegan and he cooks tofu like 10 times better than me. But because like he like seasons it and does it slowly, and I'm like marinate it for like maybe 10 minutes because I'm so impatient and I'll like just quickly cook it, still put it on high heat. Just I hate waiting. Like this is why I hate cooking. I have no patience. And I'm like, why are you not cooked yet? And he's very mellow and like he cooks for me a lot, so that's nice. That's why I turned to vegan, so you cook for me.
I was going to say I have no idea how to cook tofu. I
It's,
it's one of them things that I don't have a clue with tofu. I'm not going to lie. I can cook
do you have
tempeh.
an air fryer?
Do I have
An air fryer is the easiest way to cook them.
Is it? Okay. I'll have to invest in one then, I think, to do
Because
that.
I'll just drain them and then just like put like some olive oil and garlic on it, just throw it in the air fryer, and then it's like crispy on the outside, soft to the inside, and it only takes like 10 minutes. I'm like obsessed with air fryers. I put everything in there now. Like all the vegan stuff. I even cooked broccoli in there. Cause I'm like, how would this taste? Throw it in.
I
It's
guess
actually
it's
pretty good.
curiosity of being a vegan. You just want to explore with anything that you can find.
Yeah, exactly. Do you like tofu or is just you don't like cooking it?
I like tofu.
Mm-hmm.
It sometimes I'm just like, what do I even do with it?
Yeah.
I've
Yeah, I
just
feel that.
before
It took me
gone.
it took me a long time to get into tofu. It was literally maybe like a year ago or something, just because when you buy it in a package, it's kind of so off-putting. But I don't know. I'm like, I eat it almost every day now. Like, I'm obsessed with it now. But I can see that. And I can see why a lot of people aren't about it at first.
Yeah. I guess it's just knowing what to do with it and how to cook it properly.
Hmm.
Because I think a lot of people, when they look at tofu, they're like, well, it's very slimy and soft. What am I supposed to do with it? Obviously, people go, yeah, you pat it down for like 10 minutes each way or something, and then you press it and all that. And I'm like, I don't have time for that. I just want it to be cooked.
See, I usually like beforehand, I'll drain it and I'll just put it in paper towel and wrap it around and leave it and do something else. And then I'll like, if I want to marinate it, I'll just chop it up and like marinate it like overnight or just for a little bit while I continue doing stuff. Or I'll literally just chop it up, put olive oil and like the seasonings I want, and then either throw it in a frying pan or now the air fryer because it's so much faster. And I hate cleaning pans. And the air fryer doesn't stick.
Guess
You need to get air fryers are it. They're amazing.
I'll have to invest in one. I think like I've been told about air fryers before, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll get one at some point, and I just haven't got around to getting one.
They're great. I can't remember if they're super expensive or not. I don't remember because I still live with my parents until I graduate, so like they got one, and I'm just like, oh, cool, sweet. I'm gonna use this like every day.
I mean, as long as you're making use of it, I guess that's the main thing.
That's true. And you literally like fries, like it's like almost like the glory of frying anything with like the crispiness to it without any of like the oil or anything. Like putting vegan chicken tenders in there and stuff. It's like literally amazing.
Yeah. So, is community important to you? Like the vegan
That's
community?
definitely. I think it's so important, especially for newer vegans, to be able to reach out to people. That's what I love about social media. Like, even with all the flaws and all the hate, I love the vegan community on there. Like, there's good sides and bad sides, but you just find the one that works with you. Like, I've met so many amazing people through it, and it's like, if you have like a rant about something that happened because you're vegan and then you have people to talk about it with, I definitely think it's important. I wish I had that when I first became vegan. I feel like it would be a lot easier.
Yeah. How can we then, as vegans, make it easier for newcomers?
I think I don't know, just helping out. And I think it's hard because if you don't know someone's trying to go vegan, helping them out. But I think like kindness, I think, is a big thing. Like, I know sometimes our movement can seem scary because we're like yelling at people in the streets, showing them footage of like animals dying, which is an important part of it. Like, the animals deserve to like have people know what's happening to them. But I think there's also a side that needs to be kind and welcoming and be like, this is fun. Like, come join our movement and like be friends with us type thing. I think it's mainly that, just like welcoming people with like open arms and being like, yay, like let's show you all our secrets and make all this good food.
Yeah. So, so obviously, as for newcomers, say if they sent you a message on Instagram and said to you, I'm looking to start out as a vegan, what would you suggest me doing? What would you tell them?
I usually tell people it's not really about giving up things, it's more about replacing. Like, it's so easy to start replacing things slowly, especially like there's a lot of swaps. Like, look for swaps. Like, I mean, there's vegan butter, but if you don't have vegan butter, like put avocado instead of butter or mayo or something like that. And like slowly start replacing what you buy, and then eventually your whole kitchen will just be vegan stuff. Or
Mm.
if you're like a kid, and you don't have the money to buy groceries, like talk to your parents or like figure out what at your house they get is vegan, because I'm sure they buy vegetables and fruit and stuff. Like things like that. Like I think it's easier to replace than give up. And then eventually you will have to give up certain things. And I think that's where it comes to like watch like who you're doing this for. Like look at the victims, like keep reminding yourself why you're doing this, and then reach out. Like it's so nice to be able to reach out to vegans from all over the world and talk to them on social media, and just so you have like you have that friendship to help you through, because sometimes like it feels so lonely, like no one else understands, like you'll be made fun of and all this stuff. So it's nice being around people who like get it.
Yeah. Have you seen a rise in veganism since COVID?
Definitely. I think it's hard because it's like I don't go anywhere. Like I don't go anywhere. I don't really, in social media you only really see the people you already follow. So I've heard that though, and I do believe that, because I think it's like people are trying new things because there's like the world is paused and it's not as much rushing constantly. So I definitely think so, and I think hopefully some have saw the link between factory farms and viruses and pandemics and stuff like that. So I hope so. I wish it did more, honestly, because it's like how many viruses are going to be caused from torturing animals until we stop doing it. Like this is like so many of them, it's caused by, it's like zoonotic, so it's like can we just stop, like please?
Yeah. So what did veganism like do for you, like teach you when like as you were growing up?
Oh, a lot of things. I'm actually really thankful, not just because I know it's the right thing to do, and I always said I loved animals, but I think it really helped me grow as a person in like many ways. Like, I don't know, it kind of taught me to be independent in life skills, because I had to start like cooking for myself, and I started reading ingredients, and it made me fall in love with food more. And I don't know, I just think, I don't know, especially I think through the community online, it just has helped me see different perspectives and different ways of life. And I don't know, I just think I've really grown as a person through the community and developing the skills from being vegan, being so young. So I don't know, probably that. And probably knowing like there's bigger things in the world. Like when you're stressing about a small thing, it's just like there's people like there's bigger things to worry about, like bigger goals to have to help people, instead of just being like mad about a tiny thing that happened that day.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually thought of something for that question too. Another thing that veganism helps me with, being able to like debate and have like arguments, like constructive arguments with people.
Yeah.
Like that for sure. Like before that, like I hate confrontation, but being able to like practice debating with people and like constantly doing that, like that definitely veganism helped with.
So when you first discovered like what vegan was, did you like go to your parents, tell them this is what you wanted to do? And then how did that work for you?
Pretty much, I mainly talked to my mom about it, and she was like, well, if you want to try going vegan, you can try going vegan. My dad, he kept saying it was a phase, and like being like, oh, well, that's what animals are for, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it was really chill. I'm really lucky. Me and my mom are best friends. She's like the best woman in the world in my eyes. Like, I love my mom. We have like the best relationship in the world. So my mom's always been super supportive of me. And so I was really lucky because, like we were talking about before with the vegan community, I have a lot of like younger people like approach me and be like, I'm trying to go vegan, but my parents won't let me. And it's so hard for me to relate to that, because I can't imagine like parents sitting you down, forcing you to like eat meat. Like that's a wild concept to me. Like I always feel so bad when people tell me that.
Yeah, I guess it's different people's experiences as well, because obviously if they're messaging you, they're obviously like, well, I want advice, and maybe you can give me some sort of advice and tell me what to do.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like people reaching out and trying to, number one, I guess, connect with you, and number two, understand from your experience.
I love it. I get like the best questions in the world. Like sometimes I literally will have younger girls ask me period questions. And I'm like, I live for that. I'm like, I'm so glad you feel comfortable coming to me about these things. But that's one of the things I love about social media. It's like it's the relationships you form on there, they're nice. It's nice having that community.
Yeah. So obviously earlier you said that your boyfriend has recently just gone vegan. What was it like before he went vegan? Was it difficult for you?
It didn't bother me for a while actually, because we've been dating for 2 years, and it wasn't till like maybe a year in he went vegan. And at first it didn't bother me just because I've been vegan for a long time, and this is before I really got into the more activist scene in the vegan community online. So it was just like I know what I'm doing. It didn't really bother me what other people did. But then over time it did, because I started watching documentaries again, and I would tell him about it, and it would upset me when he didn't change because of it. So it was hard just for a little bit, maybe like a month, because that's when I started really like debating him about it. And we would get like have like debates, and we don't fight. We're like not a couple who fights. Like we're both super chill people. So it's hard when it's like an uncomfortable topic and we're both kind of heated about it. So it was a little tough just for a little bit. But because I hate confrontation, especially in a relationship. I hate that. Like, I'm a person who is like, please don't ever raise your voice at me, especially in a relationship. I'm like, I don't like that. Like, I'm not about it. What about for you? Was it hard for you to get him to go? Well, you said not really, because you live together.
Yeah, so we lived together pretty much before. So we lived together for like 3 years beforehand. So it wasn't really hard. I mean, obviously, like I said, he just would finish what was left in the fridge. Say if we had the rest of the stuff wasn't vegan, he'd eat that. And then he said, next shop, we'll just get everything vegan. It's pretty much how it went down. So obviously...
That's such a nice transition. That's so sweet.
Yeah. I mean, it was nice. It might have been nice for me. It might not have been very nice for him, because obviously... side effects.
See, what's harder in my case, because we don't live together, so it's like he didn't know what he was doing, and like I don't know, it's harder on that step, because it's like at least he had you, where it's like, well, I know what to eat, like I can help you through this. I'm just like, just do this. Like, I don't know what you're gonna eat, but figure it out.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely glad. I'm glad he went vegan, because it's so much more nice that way. It's like, no, like, awkwardness when you're eating meat around me. Like, it's great.
Do you take, like, vitamin supplements and all that?
I take B12 spray.
Okay.
And that's really about it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't take many supplements at all.
No, I think I just take multivitamins. But that has, like, B12 in, so... Yeah.
Yeah. I think B12 is the only one like we have to take, because I know B12 is like put in cows and other animals' food. So like when people eat meat, they get B12 through what the animal ate.
The only thing I have noticed is there is some products which do have B12 in it.
Yeah, it's like fortified into there, right?
I think so.
Like I think certain almond milks do or something. Oh, wait, nutritional yeast has a lot of B12, doesn't it?
I think.
Or am I thinking about something else? I don't remember.
Possibly. I'm not 100% sure. I know that there's some of them that have, like, a lot of them, like, a lot of B12 in them. I can't remember what exactly it is, but I know I've seen it on different products I've had before. Saying, like, B12 in the back.
Are you big into nutritional yeast? Are you a big nutritional yeast fan? I feel like I'm not either. If you want. I'm not.
I have like one downstairs, but I don't really use it.
Same. I have a bag of it because I'm like, this is hyped so much, but every time I use it, I'm literally not about it. And I get it, it's like vegan cheese, but like I don't think it's like I would rather just have like a cheese substitute, like almond milk cheese. Like I don't know.
What,
I'm not about it.
like, what is your favourite vegan cheese?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like Daya gets. Do you have Daya there?
No.
It gets a lot of hate here, but I like it. I don't know. I like literally any brand. I love vegan cheese, and I feel like it gets a lot of hate, but I don't know. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
What about you?
So my favourite one would have to be, we have one in like our local in like Tesco's, and it's like vegan halloumi.
Hmm.
And you can't get that anywhere that I've seen, and I'm like, that's really nice. I like that. But I guess like the other
Yeah.
one's applewood. Applewood's great for melting on like a toasty,
Ooh.
or just like you can get like grated cheese. You can get like slices as well. But then we also have Violife. So Violife have pretty good options. I guess honestly it depends on what's in the supermarket and what I'm in the mood for.
Same, pretty much.
So is there anything else that you would like to discuss?
Um, I don't know. I feel like we covered pretty much everything. I'm trying to think of another vegan topic, but I don't know. Do you like kombucha?
I have no
Are
idea
you a
what that.
kombucha
I have
fan?
no idea what that is. I'm not gonna lie.
Big thing here. It's like fermented tea.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we have
I
that
feel
here.
like vegans that are like obsessed with it.
I'll have to have a look in supermarkets because I don't know if we have that.
Hmm. I don't know. It's like I'm addicted. And it's like not that cheap too. So I'm like, that's like where all my money goes. Kombucha.
All on tea. What about like vegan? Do you like have like Starbucks there and McDonald's, Papa John's and Pizza Hut, Domino's and all that? Do they have like good vegan
Yeah.
alternatives?
Starbucks does. Pizza Hut, I don't think has any. Do they have that where you're at?
Yeah, they have
Oh,
like.
like I don't think they have vegan cheese.
Do they not? We have.
Oh,
So we
no.
have pepperoni, and we have vegan stuffed crust here in Pizza Hut. They also have a really nice vegan cheesecake.
That sounds amazing. I've never had vegan stuffed crust. I'm so jealous. Okay, now when COVID's over, just save up, go to the UK just for one
Just for
day
one
to
day
get
to get pizza.
stuffed crust and like, just leave.
The Papa John's do a really nice vegan pizza with vegan stuffed crust. We had it like last night for dinner, and it was like stuffed crust, vegan, and pepper. I got pepperoni on mine, like pepperoni on mine. I'm
My
sure it's
God, I'm so
applewood they put in it.
jealous.
Yeah, we have so much because everyone's always like, "Wait, have you got the Starbucks Beyond Meat breakfast sandwich?" And I'm like, "Yes." They're like, with like the cheese and egg, and I'm like, "No, with the tofu egg and vegan cheese." Because I don't
Oh my
know.
God, I'm so jealous.
We have a lot of like I don't know. Do you have a Subway out there?
Yeah.
Does your sub
There's not
what
even too many options here
is there
in
not?
Subway.
Oh, so we have.
No, unless you just a vegetable
Is
sandwich.
that like the
Like,
plant patty? Do you have that one?
no, I
No,
don't think so.
because we have
No, we're behind. I didn't realize how behind we were.
we have plant patty, a TLC, which is tastes like chicken, and then meatless meatballs,
Oh my
and then vegan
God.
cheese in our Subway.
Why is this not happening here? Come on, US Subway and Pizza Hut. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean all three pizzas here, so Papa John's, Pizza Hut, and Domino's have vegan pizza now.
God, I'm so jealous. There's one pizza place. It's not like a chain, I don't think. It's called like Sal's Pizzeria where I'm at, and they have like the best vegan pizza I ever had. But never have I been to like a chain place that had, especially stuffed crust. I want that. Oh my God, I think I was like 8 years old last time I had stuffed crust pizza. I miss it.
I mean, you could like ship some out to US, but like I think by the time you've shipped it, it'll be a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, I don't know how fresh it would be.
No, I don't know
It
either.
was probably so expensive just to get like a crappy pizza that's like 5 days old.
To be fair, I don't know. Do you like have like Chicago town pizza, or is it just a UK
Like,
thing?
I think that's just a
It's like a
UK thing.
super. Oh, I want to say because it's a supermarket thing here, but they have like stuffed crust, but it's like tomato, like tomato sauce inside it.
No, I haven't. I haven't seen it.
No, no.
It's so interesting to think of the food differences from there and here.
Oh, we also have a Subway cookie that's vegan now.
I haven't been to Subway in a while. I know they have cookies. They might have a vegan cookie now. I feel like that's like one of the easiest things for places to do. Because like making vegan cookies is so easy. Like all cookies should just be vegan. Like that's how easy it is.
They have one vegan cookie, and it's like doubled chocolate.
Ooh,
Making me
that
hungry.
sounds
Thinking about
good.
it. It is pretty
I know,
nice.
like right now.
You'll be
Tell my
like
boyfriend,
traveling.
like,
You'll be like
I'm
traveling to
gonna
UK just to get all this nice vegan food.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it sounds about right.
Don't even sightsee or anything. Just go get all the food, go to a hotel, eat it all, and then out the next day. People be like, "What did you see when you went to the UK?" I'm like, "Well, Subway. I saw Papa John's."
You'll just want to go into every single restaurant and try every single vegan option.
And yes, and not even, it's just like all the restaurants that are here in the US too. Like we have all that here. We just don't have vegan options at them here.
Yeah, because I didn't realize Costa wasn't in the US, but Costa in the UK they do like a vegan cheese and ham toasty, and then they do
Oh.
like a vegan Rocky Road, and then they've now just stocked a new a Bosch chocolate cake slice thing. It's very chocolatey, but that's all vegan. And to be fair, I didn't realize how many differences there were until I started doing this podcast, and then I was like, wait, what? You don't have this? What do you mean you don't have
Yeah.
this?
Dang. Okay, I take it back when you asked me earlier and you were like, "Is it easy to be vegan here?" You guys are thriving. Vegans in the UK are thriving. I'm like, "Yeah, it's okay." Not knowing I'm missing out on all this stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
The UK, dang.
the UK definitely have a lot of vegan options. I mean, even I don't know what supermarkets are like for you, but like we have the most tiniest section in one of our Asdas, and it says vegan and plant based, but it's really small. But then you turn around and the free from section's behind it, and like obviously that's free from gluten, milk, egg, dairy. I said dairy. I said milk. Same thing. But they also have vegan options in that.
Nice.
And that's
Yeah,
not-
no, supermarkets that I've been to, they do have a lot of vegan options. Like I'm even finding like it used to be like what you were talking about, like the free from section or like the health section with like organic and then vegan stuff would be there. But now even like in like just the meat section, they have like the Beyond Meat and things like right into it, right there. So like we're taking over slowly, very slowly.
Slowly but surely. That's what we want to hear. We just want to, rise to the challenge and get there.
Do you see a vegan world ever happening, or at least in our lifetimes, or no?
I want to say yes, but like, I don't know. It's hard.
That's literally exactly where I'm at.
It's really hard because there's so many people who are either against being vegan, against trying vegan products, or just in general do not have enough knowledge on what vegan is. So it's like I want to say yes. I want to be like, we'll be there when we're 100 years old. We're going to get there. But we just don't know.
Yeah. I'm kind of there too, because it's like, especially on social media, when your feed is all like the vegan community. Like it's like you have your feed and your followers and the people you're following. It's like they're like your vegan family. But then when you're in this bubble and then you go, like I used to work at a restaurant, there was no vegan options there. And it was in a tourist town, so the amount of people and it's like the amount of food I threw away, or going to a grocery store and seeing still all the dairy milk there is, it's like still like, oh, we still have like a long way to go. Like sometimes it seems like, oh my God, like all these things are happening, like vegan world is around the corner, and it's like still not really.
Well, I know when it was like vegan January in our supermarkets, for example, the shelves would almost be sold out of all the vegan options.
Oh wow.
So I'm like, we're getting there, but sometimes I'm like, it's too small. The aisle's not big enough. Make it a whole aisle instead of
Yeah.
move it. Because in our like Asda, for example, we've got 3 different sections for vegan, maybe 4, maybe a bit more than that. But it's dotted around. It's not all in one place. So it's like, it's not easy. If you're looking for something in particular, you have to proper look for it.
Yep. And I think that's like one of the hardest things, because my mom tries. Like I told you, like I have the best relationship with my mom, and one of the things that broke my heart is that she asked me one day, it was just like, do you respect me less because I'm not vegan? And like I respect my mom to the fullest. Like she's like the strongest woman I know, and I could not ask for a better mom. And like that kind of broke my heart, because I'm like, I hate that you would think that, because sometimes she does try. Like she tries to cut out meat. I think the only meat she eats occasionally is like chicken. She eats a lot of the plant-based stuff I eat. It's just like she told me one time where she thought, because you know, Morningstar here, not all the items are vegan. They're slowly trying to make it fully plant-based, but not all of them are. And so she thought she was grabbing something that was vegan but had eggs in it. She's like, oh, well, I don't have the time when I'm getting off work to like analyze the ingredients list. And I think that's the thing for a lot of people. Is like, especially at first when you're not used to looking at the ingredients list super fast. Like
Yeah.
it is hard. And my mom, like she's older, like she can't read tiny things, so it's like it's extra harder for her. So it's like it's accessible now, but it needs to be even more like accessible for people like of all walks of life, like people who work literally like every day crazy hours, like they're exhausted, they want to go to a grocery store and grab whatever's closest to them, and I feel for that, I do, but especially still when you think about what the animals work through, it's like we just need to try and keep trying to make it more accessible.
Yeah. I mean, we get like a delivery a lot from take like a supermarket instead of going out and getting it sometimes. But then even then, they could substitute something that's vegan for something that's not vegan. And like
Yeah.
and the vegan stuff isn't in one specific like place on the app. It's dotted everywhere. So you do have to look and you do have to read the ingredients, no matter how much you don't want to.
Yeah.
And I think
Do you
that's the
find
problem.
that you're Oh, sorry.
I just said I
do,
think that's the problem.
do you find that your vegan items are more expensive than non-vegan items, or are they about the same?
So our bacon, I think, was like £2.50 odd, and I think that's the same price as normal bacon. We can get like a little chicken joint, which is vegan, and it costs like £4. I don't know how much a normal chicken costs.
See, because I live with my parents who aren't fully vegan, and I find my stuff is like almost either the same price or cheaper than theirs. Like, granted, a lot of times mine is a little bit smaller portions, and I'm saying that like I'm not like a mother with kids who are trying to feed kids, but like I find like a vegan diet, even buying substitutes, is either the same price or less. So I don't know, at least here it is.
I mean,
And a
the
lot of
milk.
times their mock meats are cheaper because meat is actually really expensive.
Yeah, I was gonna say the milks are about the same in our shops. So I do think it's about the same price probably.
I think the only thing that's more expensive is like vegan cheese. But I guess like fancy like dairy cheese can be pretty freaking expensive too.
I think the vegan cheese is £1.40, £1.50 for the grated one. And like you can get a block, you can get like the vegan block cheese for like £2.50. So I think like a normal massive big block of cheese sometimes costs like £3. But that's like for a huge, like double what the vegan cheese would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. See, because I'm trying to figure out where that comes from, because I hear a lot that, oh, veganism is too expensive. And I'm like, in my experience, at least where I'm from, like it's literally been the same price or usually less, depending on it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like I mean, vegan cheesecakes are a little expensive, but so is dairy cheesecakes. So I guess I don't really know where that stereotype comes from, I guess. Maybe like in the past it was and things have changed. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess like it could be because of in the past it's been pretty expensive. But I guess like people probably don't realise that like we could spend 200 on a shop, but you could be spending also 200, 300 on a shop for everything that you need that isn't vegan. So I guess it's like trying to find a balance between the both.
Yeah.
It's same like substituting stuff. Like we before ordered a vegan chicken and mushroom pie, and it was like the brand like puka pie, and this is like in a delivery, and they brought us the chicken and mushroom pie, which wasn't vegan, but they had the other alternative one, which was like it was like vegan beef or something it was. So they gave us that one, but substituted the chicken one for an actual chicken pie. Now, obviously, we gave it back because obviously we're not going to eat it. Someone else might eat it. But it's like, it's hard because sometimes you have no idea what you're looking out for. And I feel sorry for people who might just be starting out as a vegan and not realising, picking up, not checking the back. I mean, and sometimes it's not clear that it's vegan or not.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
They just need to make it more clear, I think, is what I'm trying to say here.
No, I completely agree. Because I've had a lot of family members that have been trying, but they end up giving up just because they can't get past that transition. I feel like that transition phase, it is tough. Like, but then you get used to it and you know what you're looking for and you know what you're not. But I think also part of the difficulty is like you're so used to eating a certain way for so long, you just need to shift your perspective. And that is tough. Like, I get that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So, thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, this is cool. I've never done a podcast before.
That's fine.
Also, I keep meaning to say this. I love your pink microphone.
Red.
That is so cute.
Red mic.
Let's
Does it look pink?
Like, cute.
It's a HyperX mic. We have two of them. Obviously I normally have one and Chris normally has one. So, yeah. But yeah, they're pretty nice. I hope everyone listening found something useful from your story and experiences with veganism. Do you want to remind everybody where to find you before we close?
You just find me on Instagram. I'm not really anywhere else. Mimi Teft. I'm lame. I didn't think of a cool handle. It's like my name.
Your name's a cool handle. It's okay.
Hey, thanks again. I'll see you in the vegan group chat.
Yes, you will do that. Yes, indeed.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't know. Oh, wait, no, I do. Bye.
Bye. If you enjoyed the show, follow the show wherever you listen to your podcasts. Or for those watching on YouTube, click subscribe. There are plenty more to come. If you yourself are interested in appearing on one of these shows to discuss your experiences or just want to keep up with us, you can find us on Instagram at Making Vegan Ordinary. Or if you want to drop by and have a conversation with us, me and my partner, Chris stream every Friday and Sunday at 6 p.m. GMT on Twitch. You can find the link for all our socials in the description below.